Good evening and welcome. This is Sports Report. I'm Andy Mishaw. That's Matt Hatfield. And trophies! We have trophies this week.
Are you a champion?
We'll find out.
We got some boys and girls basketball teams that are getting trophies, that hardware going in their trophy case. And we're going to start things off in the 6A South Region Championship game for girls basketball. The Landstown Eagles, under the direction of Vic Rosado, taking on Mike Talon's Woodside Wolverines, who have won a few region titles before.
Ladies first, Landstown in the blue, Woodside in the white, and that is a three-pointer from Cam Wilson.
Cam Wilson, a player that Coach Talon will count on, along with Adelia Kelly and Jade Kilpatrick. 7-2 in favor of the host Wolverines. Now attacking that Landstown defense, which has been stifling all year long. Here's a three-pointer. It is money for Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick from outside, and they're bombing away from beyond the arc. Gets an 8-point lead early going. However, Landstown not done yet. Watch Shania Prairie, the runner and the roll, good.
Eagles know they got to get some transition opportunities, even feeding off their defense to get back in it. Down by 8 early in the second quarter as the Woodside defense has clamped down in the early going. Here you go, nice up and under move. The head fake by Tiana Scott.
Nice head fake underneath. Here comes Oscar Smith though, 11-point lead. We'll try to hang around, just keep them in shouting distance here. And they go, who do they go to? Oh, why not? We'll keep it moving around, get some inside presence. There she is. There's Perry underneath. She can do it from outside. Do it from inside, too. Perry scores, and it's a 9-point lead.
Perry, the one with the hot hand, as the Woodside defense has really keyed in on Sunita Webb, the leading scorer for Landstown on the season. Now Woodside on the run. It's an up and under move. Good, count it, plus the foul for Cam Wilson.
Wilson looking pretty good there. It's a 12-point lead in the third quarter. We go.
Down a dirty dozen. How Landstown on the move, trying to get their outside shooting going. Here's a deep three, and it's good for Alexa Roberson.
Yikes, that is Curry-esque chucking right there. Way outside for Robertson.
Going to need a few more to mount this comeback here. Now on the drive, it is Perry's shot is no good. Now an offensive rebound. Another three-pointer, off the mark. Oh, just can't get those outside shots to fall, but a third opportunity.
That does go. That is Alyssa Norris just inside three, and it's a 10-point game hanging around here, but a little bit too much time taken off the clock.
And now Woodside trying to score before the end of the third quarter. Here's Adelia Kelly on the move. She gets it to go. No, not good, but here's a second chance, and that'll go right before the horn as the Woodside lead is increased here, heading to the final stanza, now up by 9 with just under 3 minutes to play.
She's just waiting for the buzzer, patting a rebound stats, waiting for the buzzer. They go underneath this time, looking for their main scorer. Still good defense, shut them out. Inside, though, it's Perry again on the turnaround. Look at that move.
Woodside would only have one field goal in the fourth quarter, 53 seconds to go, an 11-point lead as Landstown's defense got them close, but offensively just not finding the touch. And here's a turnover that would lead to that lone fourth quarter field goal. A steal and the deuce for Jay Kilpatrick, plus the foul.
What the steal and one. If you're going to get one, you make everybody look pretty, and they do. It's a 10-point game, though.
And that should be enough of a cushion here unless there's a 10-point shot from someone on the floor, which we haven't found yet.
Well, no. Cynthia Webb, they get it underneath to her. Finally, they get her involved in this thing, but not enough Webb, not enough offense. Too little, too late for the Eagles.
So Woodside will take the regional championship in 6A South. Going to try to. There's the runner-up trophy for Landstown, who will still move on to the state tournament, Andy, with the new format, 4 teams from each region. But Woodside, they get the hardware of the regional title, celebrating a victory. 39-28, Jade Kilpatrick with 18 points. Cam Wilson chipping in 13 as she goes 8 of 9 from the line. Woodside as a team shooting 80% from the foul line, and these days that's pretty good.
Well, see, in hockey, you don't want to touch that. You want to let that trophy go because you want the state trophy. You just say, okay, thank you, and move on.
Now, can the Woodside boys win a regional championship? They're in action now as they take on the Oscar Smith Tigers. Remember, Woodside had that tough first-round matchup with Landstown, who got to the state tournament. As they've been battle-tested all year for this, Oscar Smith coming in at 22-3 overall.
Tigers in the blue on their run-out. It's Desmond Devane on the breakout.
And Oscar Smith also won in that close game over Landstown in the Virginia Preps Classic. Tigers now with the early lead, but Woodside's offense would get hot because of this guy, Jawan Davis, from 35 feet out.
That's half-court buzzer beater territory. That's not a three-pointer. You can't do that. 5-point lead.
Woodside in early command now. Oscar Smith on the move. It's Darren Pugh who gets the shot to fall, their point guard, who's taken the place of Naja Ribeiro now at Grambling State after his fine year a season ago. 19-14 in favor of Woodside, and now Devontae Carter operating, finds Tajay Jacobs.
Come on. Oh, come on. way outside from that deep three. You're not allowed to take those shots, and that's a big baby. That's a very large baby.
Yeah, it is. I'm not messing with that, baby. A 6-point lead for Woodside as they're midway through the second quarter. Outside shooting heating up for the Wolverines, and now Devontae Carter finds another guy spotting up. It's Quincy Freeman, nothing but net.
See, that's where you're supposed to shoot it from. Feet square, good look, right on the line. You don't even take it from half court. But hey, if you make them, let them keep shooting it.
Double-digit lead now. Jacobs on the rebound. Jordan Forbes to Carter. Carter back to Forbes, and the teamwork. Oh, play unselfish basketball gets you victories.
Pretty passing, and it's a 10-point lead, almost at halftime.
They're not done running, though. Here's Chris Orlina playing that point forward role. He's going to pull up and knock down a three-pointer. That's a swish. Count it. Coming off the bench, Orlina does.
They just chuck it from anywhere. Just whatever. Just throw it up. I guess that's a Wolverine. We'll assume that's a Wolverine. It's a very large Wolverine, but he seems happy. Crowd seems happy. Third quarter, second half, off we go.
Now they're all in with the mascot, the fans. Orlina, their leading scorer, coming off the bench. Steve Jesselowitz, the interim coach. What a luxury that is. And now Orlina in the post. Hard to defend that guy at 6'5".
He can hit it from outside. He can hit it from inside. It's a 15-point lead into the third quarter.
And that cushion only getting bigger now as Jacobs pulls up right inside the arc and gets it to go.
Ooh, pretty. Everybody's happy. Look, oh wait, you can't. No, you can't touch the players. No, they're happy though. You got to get that's good fan enthusiasm.
Donald Hicks, the Radford signee, dishing it over to Des Devane. He knocks down a three-pointer. Oscar Smith would make a charge, cutting that 18-point deficit down to 9.
This is a shouting distance here. We're right into it, and Oscar Smith not done yet. Tigers still looking for more. Look at the spin move. Donald Hicks on the baseline.
Donald Hicks, the Monter Merrimack Conference Player of the Year, and it seems to be a lock for first-team All-State. A 9-point lead for Woodside with just over 5 minutes to go. Can they finish it off? Jordan Forbes, he's the digger. He's the guy they go to in crunch time, gets the basket.
Nice play inside, and watch this move. Here's Carter. Look at the dish to Orlina. The reverse finish. Pretty move. Pretty dish on a good finish. 11 points as we tick down some more. You like Carter to Orlina? Well, let's do it again. Oh, look at the tip lob. That was about an inch away from being a stuff, but still pretty. Carter to Orlina. Too much of that. And there's your final. 69-56.
A dynamic duo of Carter and Orlina. Then you got hustle guys that dig and scrap for loose balls like Forbes and Jacobs and Quincy Freeman. A very complete Woodside team. They got hot at the right time of the year. They win the region championship. They're headed to state. So is Oscar Smith. You see the Wolverines led by Orlina's 28 points on 12 of 19 shooting to go with 5 assists. Jacobs with 14 points and 7 boards, while Des Devane led the way for Oscar Smith with 23 points in the loss.
See, basketball guys aren't superstitious like hockey. They touch the trophy, too. We got more trophies coming up, though. We'll head out west when we come back. Stay with us. Sports Report rolls on.
And welcome back to Sports Report. He's Andy Mishaw. I am Matthew Hatfield. Well, Andy, we now head out west for the 3A West Region Championship game at Cave Spring High School. It's the Spottswood Trailblazers at 23-3 overall, taking on the Northside Vikings 25-1, riding a 22-game winning streak.
Right off the bat, in the green is Northside. Spottswood in white, by the way. That was Conklin with the putback, and that is George Bright from outside with the deep three.
And George Bright, a weapon from the perimeter for Billy Pope's Vikings, who lost last year in the region championship to Spottswood, looking for revenge now. And then it's Carlos Boogie Basham, the Wake Forest football commit, getting it done on the hardwood.
Here is Shea Webb and the pull-up jumper from the elbow, and that is good.
Webb only a sophomore for this Northside team. Spottswood coming back with one of their underclassmen. It's Cameron Irvine off the mark here, and that leads to sophomore Nick Price pushing it for Northside. Layup off the mark. Oh, we got transition game. It's a fun one.
Back and forth we go, and that is Kyer finishing it off, Justin Kyer.
Justin going to play his college hoops at George Mason next year. 19-11 in favor of Northside. Spotswood on the run again. They love to run. This time it's a block shot from Price, and that leads to more fast break attack. We're going to slow it down just for a pinch, Here's Price in the corner to Bright. That's a three, and it's going to be off the mark. Rebound for Spotswood.
This is just back and forth action, and we got guys falling down, picking it up, and then eventually we're going to work some clock here. We're going to get out of a trap.
I think they worked clock because they got tired of running for a while.
Well, eventually you got to slow down to catch a ref, yeah.
In the corner now, you see Spottswood operating with Malik Davis. Up top they go.
Just sit back here, just like we got a ticket. We're going to watch the whole possession here, this whole shot clock.
There's no shot clock in high school basketball.
Well, they should be. This is why there should be. Here's Irvine. Irvine finally gets inside and puts one in.
Patience pays off, my friends. 28-20 in favor of Northside. So Spottswood can't be too patient right now. A little antsy trying to get that lead, and Northside's trapping them.
But they do find a way inside. Much quicker possession that time. That is Kobe Davis with the finish. Good pass from Irvine.
The Spottswood team got some Davises. Kobe Davis, Malik Davis, had Khalil Davis last year. Now Northside trying to drive baseline, almost losing the handle. It's Kendrick Tucker now with the basketball. He's going to pull it back here, and Northside working some clock here, trying to set up their offense.
Well, see, everybody can work clock. See, you can take your time, we can take our time.
The big man pop out and bash him here. Spottswood coming after him, though. And that's going to leave an open shooter, and that's good.
Nick Price, not the British golfer. Nick Price from outside connects, and it's a 18-point lead for Northside.
Justin Kyer trying to lead the comeback. He had 31 last year in the state semis against Hopewell. A pretty finish and one.
Back the other way, though. Here comes Devon Russell. There he is in the corner. Russell, yes.
Russell, another one of those young pups for the Vikings. Russell, only a freshman, Andy.
The steal, but it's blocked. Knocked away, and Kyer's there to finish it, though.
Well, Spottswood, there's no quitting them. They've been in the state tournament each of the past 3 years, going for a fourth straight year with Kyer at the helm of their attack. Now trying to get the ball inside a bit north side here. They swing it back out. Tucker now driving there. He's going to find Bright, and that's a three-pointer. It's good.
That's what you call ball movement. They rotate it around and they find the hot hand of Bright. Now we're going to slow it down.
Uh-oh, it's a steal, though. Spottswood's defense comes up with a turnover there. Now they push it up ahead here. Irvine stepping through with the layup.
Step-through move for Irvine. Pretty good performance, not quite enough though. Northside, 63-46 the final.
The ninth player leading the way with 13 points and 3 trays. That's Devin Russell for Northside. Tucker chipping in 11 points, while Spottswood got 16 from Justin Kyer, but outscored 27-6 from behind the arc.
Stay with us. We've got more trophies coming up as we come back to the east side of the state. Right here, Sports Report continues. Welcome back. You with the break. We stayed right here. We've got more action for you, more girls action this time as we come back towards the east side. It is Cape Henry and Nansemond-Suffolk.
It's at Norfolk Christian for the TCIS Tournament Championship. And watch Harper Birdsong, Andy. She's a player headed to George Washington University to play her college hoops. Cape Henry going to try to knock her off, though, and win the title.
Early going, though. That is not Birdsong. That is Lindsay Nearbean with a nice finish inside.
However, it would be quickly the Harper Birdsong show as she knocks down the shot just inside the arc. A do-it-all player for Coach Kim Aston.
Other way, though, tipped loose ball picked up underneath by Kennedy Beal. She finishes and one. And watch this. This is a Beal-Birdsong matchup all night.
And which supporting cast would help out the leading player there as it's inside as Hogan scores it for NSA. Now on the break, it's Birdsong pushing it, pulling up in transition, and getting it to fall.
That looked pretty nice. Little stop and pop move on the free throw line from Birdsong. Meanwhile, that is an awkward-looking lefty shot, but it's pure from Stephanie Seaman from 3.
On that line for the southpaw of Cape Henry. 12-7 the score, heading to the second quarter in favor of NSA, and now increasing that lead as they go off the window for 2. That is Abby Harad.
Then right back to Seaman. Same spot, same result. About a step and a half back, but she drills it from 3.
Now she can shoot just like her brother Mark can. Now a pull-up shot is going to bounce through for Harper Birdsong. She's got a ton of moves in her arsenal.
And here's Beal the other way. Gets bumped on the way in. Nice friendly roll for Beal.
Back and forth we go, as you called it, Andy. Beal and Birdsong. Now Beal going to shoot it. Not just a driver, she knocks down the three-pointer.
Picking up the assist from Seaman. And back the other way, here she is again. See it with the floater that time.
Oh, straight high arcing. Shot to fall, 25-22. All of a sudden, just like that, Cape's in the lead, and they're looking to increase it here as they get the shot to go with Madison Patrick.
Second half, we got a tight game here. There's Birdsong missing. Hogan is there on the putback, though.
Hogan playing the role of hero for NSA, that unsung player here. Now Cape Henry knowing the defense going to have to make some adjustments because Harper Birdsong is getting hot.
She's feeling it. She's feeling it. That is a SWAT block attempt, but not blocked enough. It goes it right back to Patrick, and she finishes.
Oh, it's a tight one. 32-28 in favor of the Dolphins late in the third quarter, and now a 6-point lead as Seaman goes off glass.
She's too close. She's not supposed to be in there. She finishes, though. Here's a nice turnaround jumper from Hogg instead of a hook shot there.
Yeah, and Hogg playing a big role defensively, blocking shots. Look at that move there by Birdsong, and count it.
Behind the back elbow J from Birdsong. They have other people on this team, too. They just forgot to cover her. Look at it, Nearbean just left alone on the baseline. All right, I'll take it.
Quietly, a good game for Nearbean. 9 points, 8 rebounds in this one, and then you see it's going to be a jump ball. It's getting a little physical inside, 37-34. NSA with the slim lead going to the final stanza.
It's Patrick in the lane. Look at this, a 3-point game.
And now Birdsong going left and finishing with the right. Oh, switching hands in the paint. Very tricky.
Oh, look at that. She's going to her left that time. There is B on the inside, I think. I think that was her. Can't get a number, but that looks good. Oh, loose ball picked up. Don't let her pick it up. That's Seaman. She drains it.
Hey, when it's a loose ball, Seaman, Beal, or Birdsong on the other end, they'll get it to finish, and there is Birdsong.
They're just trading loose ball jumpers. Lots of back and forth action. In the end, though, just too much Birdsong. There she is, deservedly cutting down the net.
Oh, it's that time of year. It's March. It's madness. It's cutting down the nets time as NSA wins at 53-47 behind another marquee performance from Harper Birdsong. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Can't forget about Kelly Hogan with 20 rebounds, while Kennedy Beal and Stephanie Seaman combined for 37 points. Cape Henry's 47.
That was a pretty good game right there. We've got more action, though. Yet another good game to finish it out for you. We go back to the boys.
It's going to be Walsingham Academy taking on Norfolk Collegiate. And Andy, when these two teams met in the regular season, it was a double overtime thriller. Norfolk Collegiate pulling it out. So, you know, when these two get together, some late game drama can occur.
Meanwhile, it is Walsingham in the red, and that is Kyle McNair in the white. I hate those jerseys, the white-on-white numbers, just a broadcaster's nightmare. But it is him making a three-pointer.
You know, he doesn't hate those jerseys, are the Oaks fans. There's Richard Washington, number 11 for Walsingham. Remember that name because he's going to play college hoops in the ACC at Wake Forest. Gets the feed from James West and delivers inside.
I remember it. His name is Washington. We said it 2 seconds ago, so I can still remember it.
Bashtown's now inside, kicking it back out. There's James Hurley just inside the arc. Oh, remember that glass is your friend, banking it home.
Bank is open for Hurley. We don't need a bank as we go down. Well, we do need a bank, but that's a good move by Vicentic, the big guy inside.
Yeah, the new kid from Serbia, Dusan Vicentic for Billy Barnes' Trojans of Walsingham. And there's the putbacks, Norfolk Collegiate, so famous for him. Adam Grant, the guard, going to the hoop and getting it to go.
Off the miss from McNair. And here's Vicentic. Roll is good. Friendly roll.
Nice touch with 6'8", big fella. And now pulling up, it is Keonze Chavis. They call him K Chavis for 2.
We need a roll on that one. Here's a nice inside pass and a finish from James West.
And now it's going to be tippy-toeing along the baseline. Adam Grant finding Hurley for 3, and it's in.
That was pretty shot. Then it's an 18-12, a 6-point game as we head to the second half.
You know, on the scouting report, he's not a guy you expect to make shots. You think that trio of Chavis, Grant, and Towns, and now Jim Markey going to the stall tactic. He wants to bleed some clock now.
Hey, we need a shot clock. I told you. Inside he goes. Sebastian Towns, his own putback off his own rebound.
Bashtown's a bruiser inside, and now Bashtown's attacking, and then now dishing it unselfishly to Jakeem Robertson for the 2 and 1.
Touch pass from the big man. Look at that. 28-12.
16-point lead. Can Richard Washington shoot them back in it? Well, he's capable as he hits a tray.
He's going to try. That's a pretty tough shot there, and he drilled it. Meanwhile, here's Davis, though, having it, losing it, getting it, throwing it, and finding Grant. Oh, if you're going to find somebody, you might as well find Grant. Drills the 3. Oh,
that's a nice guy to find, too. And the Oaks fans are applauding. They're loving it. They can smell a championship. But now Jalen Stewart is going to try to lead the comeback with a 3-pointer.
Stewart's starting to get hot. All the shooters starting to get, look at this. This is Curry. This is Curry chucking land. Washington from way outside.
That's why Danny Manning wanted Richard Washington on his team next year. A 14-point lead. And Stewart, another 3. He's unconscious from deep.
It's starting to heat up a little bit in here. And there's Stewart, and here's the pass up there. There he is again. Stewart again from the other corner, and another 3-pointer.
Norfolk Collegiate going to try to finish it off. Go to the big fella. Bashtown's. He'll get you home and bring you home a championship.
They're still, look at this. That's just not even in the same room.
Filthy by Stewart. What a future he has. But Norfolk Collegiate, that transition game, going to try to finish it off as it's a foul on the break. Hit the free throws.
Oh, Oh, look at that. Nice free throws, and that's what you got to do to finish it off.
Yes, you do.
And also finish it off like that for Chavis, just uncontested inside.
You're seeing the poise, the savvy, and the experience of this Oaks team. A three-pointer at the end, well, it wouldn't matter anyway. They were up 14, and the Oaks will finish it off and win the TCIS tournament title.
They made a charge, but the third quarter killed them in that one. Collegiate celebrates.
Norfolk Collegiate winning by 14 as Kay Chavis and Kyle McNair combining for 25 points. A valiant effort from Jalen Stewart and Richard Washington as those two combined for 31 of Walsingham's 37 points. That's about 80-something%. That's pretty good right there by those two guys.
Yeah, I'll take that. So, big time win for Collegiate. Big time matchups coming up next week as we look across the state, and what do you see?
Yeah, unfortunately for Norfolk Collegiate, they lost in the VISAA state tournament to Virginia Episcopal. So no teams from Hampton Roads moving on to the Final Four of the private school. But now we look at the Virginia High School League public school state tournament matchups coming up. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Semifinals and finals at VCU, Andy, and in 6A boys North action, or 6A boys action, watch out for the North number 2 seed Westfield. They got to the state final last year. The 1 seeds Woodside and Battlefield very strong as well. On the girls' side, Oakton, they've got a state championship recently under Coach Fred Priester. Probably the favorite in that bracket, but you cannot rule out Woodside. They're very dangerous under Coach Mike Talon.
In the 5A division, what do we got?
Potomac boys, they won the state championship just 2 years ago under Coach Keith Honore, and they have 6 guys averaging over 7 points per game. Very balanced attack. Hampton, they've won a state championship as recent as 2012. LC Bird knocked off the defending champ Henrico, so the 5A bracket is loaded on the boys' side. On the girls' side, we're on a collision course of Highland Springs, Princess Anne. Last year, Princess Anne beat Highland Springs in the state final. They met in the region championship this year with Princess Anne winning, but Highland Springs could close the gap and maybe knock off the Cavs from winning their 3rd state title if they meet at VCU.
And the 4A division.
Loudon Valley is the only undefeated team, boys or girls, in 4A, so they're the favorite right off the bat, but they'll have to get through the likes of Monacan in the first round and then potentially GW Danville or Heritage, led by Hampton University commit Jermaine Merrill in the semifinals, and Lake Taylor might be looming for them in the championship. Meanwhile, on the girls' side, the defending champ Monacan is the favorite. They're led by All-American Megan Walker, getting recruited by a bunch of Division I schools, including UConn with Gino Oriema.
Kings Fork has snuck in their local squad into the 3A.
3A boys, Northside has 1 loss. Norcom has 1 loss on the year. They could be on a collision course. Norcom won back-to-back 4A state titles. John Marshall may be standing in their way in the semifinals, and that game would be in Richmond on a Friday night. Could be a raucous atmosphere at the Siegel Center. Meanwhile, on the girls' side of things, looks pretty wide open. Hidden Valley might be the pick, though. They're the team that's the most equipped to get it done.
On to 2A, we get down to the smaller school.
Martinsville's the defending state champ, and they are led by 6'7" center Devontae Holland, who will play his college hoops at Radford. They met Dan River last year in the state final. They could meet again, although undefeated George Mason at 28-0. They could be a team that has something to say about it. 2A girls is loaded. Floyd County is a very live and dangerous number 3 seed, but the pick could be Wilson Memorial. They are just pummeling teams lately.
Last but not least, we go to the 1As.
Well, 1A boys, Radford is the team that is the hottest right now. They got to the state championship 2 years ago and lost to Alta Vista. Alta Vista has won 3 straight state titles, but they have a brand new starting 5 and a new head coach in Troy Harris. They could have a tough first-round matchup with Honaker, which started the year off 27-0 and is led by Tanner Robinette. On the girls' side, Surrey, very dangerous number 2 seed, and also keep an eye on Appomattox Regional, the number 1 seed out of the East, probably the most dangerous team in that field.
All kinds of action going on. We got semifinals, quarterfinals, trophies flying all over the place. It's tough to keep up. We'll have it all for you.
Yeah, we'll have everything, including the semifinals, finals, all that right here on Sports Report. We're out of time. For Andy Mishaw, I'm Matt Hatfield. We'll catch you next week right here on the Cox Sports Report.